Hey everybody, it is July, if you can believe it. The sun is shining and life is good. We have a great video for you today. On June 17th, a substantial number of properties in Nanaimo were pre-zoned, we're calling it, and we're going to share some of the highlights and what that might mean for you. We're going to touch on the new tenancy rules that are coming into effect on July 18th, and we're going to give you a quick update on what's happening in the market. Julian, automatic pre-zoning and changes to the R5 zoning. What's your take on this?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Like, we don't know all the facts yet, but as of June 17th, as you mentioned, 22,000 properties in Nanaimo were pre-zoned from R1, which was single family residential, to R5, which allows 3 to 4 units. They're also making changes to that R5 zoning. So instead of being able to have detached units in the old R5 zoning, it has to be an attached unit, which means it's a houseplex altogether. This will, in the long run, create more density in Nanaimo, but how it's going to be released is going to be tricky because we still don't have the facts of what the city is on board for, if there's a cost per door, if there's any variances to those facts. So we are anticipating some more information in the next few months. And I know September's the date they plan on announcing to the world.
Yeah, you're mentioning earlier there's a public open house in September and a developers workshop that's coming down the pipe in September. So as we learn more, obviously we will share that with everybody here. We keep getting asked the question about value and how does this impact value on homes. It's still to be seen. Like Julian said, there's a lot of information that hasn't been released. Plus, real estate is supply and demand. So with 22,000 properties being rezoned to R5, we're not sure how that's going to impact things. Also, how many of those 22,000 are ideal candidates. That's yet to be seen. So again, we'll release more information as we have it. Jory, R5 wasn't the only thing that properties were rezoned to. What's the other big change that came down the pipeline?
Yeah, so in addition to the pre-zoning to R5, and along with Bill 44, Bill 47 was also something that was brought in by the provincial government, and that also brought in transit-oriented areas and the regulations surrounding that. So transit-oriented area is anything within 400 meters of a major transit area. Right now, Nanaimo, we have 3, which will be Woodgrove, Country Club, and VIU. If you're within 200 meters of the bus exchange there, you can build up to 10 stories. If you are between 200 to 400 meters, you can build up to 6 stories. So these ones here, I think it's going to create a lot of density. I kind of see it being more on the rental side of things for the areas. They'll also bring more services and amenities. The other thing that was interesting with this, and was actually a provincial requirement, was that the city of Nanaimo had to remove the off-street parking requirements for these properties as well.
Well, that's a pretty interesting part of the density, and I guess that's why they're doing this around transit locations, because everybody has easy access to it and they don't need a car. So I think that's where they're hoping to get their increased density. Ashley, we've got some changes, fairly significant changes for folks that are selling tenanted properties. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we've been told it's coming for a while and it's officially here. So as of July 18th, as Graham already mentioned, the rules for evicting tenants is going to change. So tenants will be entitled to 4 months legal notice instead of 2, which is what we've had. Landlords are also going to have to evict their tenants through a landlord web use portal. And this is really so that the residential tenancy branch can monitor and audit those evictions to make sure that everyone is being compliant with the rules and not wrongfully evicting their tenants. If you do evict a tenant to occupy the home, you are required to occupy that home for 12 months before it can be put up for rent again. So, from a real estate transaction standpoint, we're going to start to see some longer completions, 4.5, 5, maybe in some cases 6 months completions. I'm not sure. But it's going to change things for sure.
Yeah, because of course you also have to include the month you're in. So if somebody gives notice on August 2nd, you've got August, September, November, December, January. It would be the end of January if you're giving notice on August 1st, which just sounds incredible, doesn't it? So that will impact a lot of our clients that are selling tenanted properties and buyers that are buying properties that are tenanted with the intention of moving into it on their own. Thanks for that, Ashley. What's going on in the market, Adam?
So I think, like I've seen the news, I'm sure everyone else has. June was really quiet in a lot of places. But from the stats that we got, the island floats separately, as they say, and we saw a bit of a lull, but not nearly as dramatic, just a little decrease, and inventory is continuing to grow. So I think it's a good time for buyers who are thinking about making moves this summer. Historically, summer is quieter, so it's always been a decent time, but I think this summer will especially be really good for ready and able buyers who are out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it is nice to hear that although we're fairly flat, it seems like we're a little more insulated than some of the other markets. And why is that? It's because we live in the best place in the world. We all know it. We all know it. Tell your friends, get them out here. We're the Parker team, and we hope you have a fantastic summer. We'll see you again next month. Have a great day. Bye-bye.